I look like a lame Tintin. Sans the gingivitis. What's going on, everyone? My name is Tyler, and this is my vlog. As you can tell, for one thing, it's Thursday, not my normal Wednesday that I try to do this on. And yeah, you can see I was just a really lame corner of my room. Well, there's reasoning for that. The lame corner of the room is the fact that I'm still trying to get everything set up the way that I want so that I could possibly have a halfway decent background for you all to look at if you don't like looking at this. But the first thing that I want to talk about is the fact that it's Thursday and I'm not only recording this but also uploading it Thursday. Uh, what I'm trying to do is I went to record this last night and it just didn't feel right. I was in a bad mood from work. I was tired from work from the week that led up to it. And really I just really wanted to hang out with Ashley and catch some Z's. Just relax a little bit. Because the last 3 videos that I had did, I wasn't very happy with them. Some of you gave me some nice comments, but I just wasn't happy with them because they felt rushed. They felt they didn't feel good, pretty much. And it just comes back down to the fact that I need to put myself in a good mood to do this kind of stuff so that I can have a smile on my face, so I can talk to you nice people via this little webcam and go about my business. So, what I'm going to be doing from now on is my middle of the week day off. That's what I'm going to do my vlog. If I'm unable to hang out with Ashley, or if it's a situation where, I happen to have that day off, then that's when I'm going to do my vlogs. If it does happen to be on Wednesday, then it'll be on Wednesday. But it might be a Tuesday, it might be a Thursday, it might be a Friday. It's not going to be a Sunday. I'm going to try to leave it within that Tuesday to Friday area. So it's more centered around the idea of Wednesday, kind of the mid of the week, at least for my mid of the week. But that's just one little asinine thing that you guys are probably going to see. If you don't like that, then I'm sorry, but I'm trying to look at it for my point of view to make it better for all of you. So, if you guys have anything to say about that, again, comment section is below. Please blast me a new one. I don't care. Frag away. Frag away. Moving on. Any of you guys ever had something that I'm going to refer to as a win/fail day? Because I did. Last Friday, to be exact. As I said in the last vlog, it was supposed to be, or that Wednesday was supposed to be my day off. Well, it wasn't. It got pushed to Friday. So everything that I was planning on doing Wednesday, which is part of my normal routine, got blown away. And, well, then I had to have Friday off, which isn't a bad thing. Number one, it's payday, so I'm going to have that money to go out and do stuff. And I just wasn't really thinking much of it. But Thursday came around. My mom mentioned that she was having the Verizon guy come out. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to be home around 8:30ish by 9 o'clock at the latest. So if you need someone to be here for the Verizon guy so you can go do your thing, I'll be available. So I did that out of the kindness of my heart. I mean, my parents let me back into their house, which I'll talk about that in a minute. And uh, it just kind of threw my day off from the get-go. Which, again, that was all because of me. I offered it, and they took it. But yes, the win-fail day. Now, it's one of those days where nothing seems to be going right, but you get these little gems throughout the day that just kind of make you feel all right about yourself. The win-fail day. Sometimes it's like, oh, you didn't win the lottery, but you got a pretty awesome tip. Or something of that nature, really. So, what happened was, day starts off, nothing major. I come home from staying the night at Ashley's after she goes to work, and I come home, my mom's there. As soon as she leaves, Verizon guy shows up. So already I'm like, all right, I have that mindset. Things are going to be cool, whatever. And I started talking with the guy as he's doing his work. First thing he says was, dude, love your shirt. sporting my awesome Guinness shirt that I'm quite fond of for two reasons. I love Guinness, and just a good shirt all around. Very comfortable. It has a good feel to it. And so that started out my day, and I was like, awesome, cool. And again, we're talking. I'm trying to help him figure it out because I know a little bit about electricity. Nothing in regards to phone stuff, but I understand Ohm's law, and that's how they do a lot of that stuff. And while we're talking and everything, a neighbor lady that I had known pretty much, kind of known, pretty much all throughout my life. She's walking her little, Caesar's dog from that stupid Caesar commercial thing, that weird little white thing. She has one of those dogs, and she sees me and says, "Tyler, hey, you're looking good. Thank you." Way to boost my ego. Not something that I necessarily need, but thank you. And, just stuff throughout the day like that just kind of happened. Um, Ended up staying at home way too late. I didn't get to my grandmother's house to scoop up all my scrap metal till about 3 o'clock. By the time I was done there, getting all that stuff loaded in the back of my van, it was 4. I raced as fast as I could to the scrapyard, and they closed. I got there at 4:30. Actually, I take it back. I got there about 4:35. They'd closed operations 5 minutes before that. Very upset. It made me just so angry because I had all this metal weighing down the back of my van, and I knew that as soon as I got home later, I'd have to unload it in some type of area just to have it out of the way, which ended up being my parents' backyard, and I'm sure they weren't quite fond of seeing a shitload of scrap metal just sitting there. That reminds me, I gotta take care of a few things in the backyard. Anyhow, so yeah, that happened, and I thought, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna go get my hair cut. I'm gonna go see my boy Juan Carlos that normally does my hair up real nice and pretty like, and that's gonna make my day just a little bit better. So I shoot up to the University Mall. He works for this place called Master Cuts. If you ever find him, he's the one Hispanic dude. He talk like this. He tell you that if your hair's dry, you use a little bit of avocado, a little bit of olive oil, and a little bit of mayonnaise, and it just mix it all together, put it in your hair, and it just makes your hair feel so soft, so silky. It just really bring back the protein back into the hair. I'm serious, he kind of talks like that. I might be over embellishing, but you know what? I don't care. Anyhow, base of this part of the story, he wasn't there, so I had to get a haircut from this pretty cool lady. She was able to do something a little different with it, which I'm not terribly hating. It's got this nice weird little, almost rollback kind of thing, not unnecessary fade that I'm used to, where it's, actually leveled into what I like, but I mean, this unit of separation doesn't look terrible. I'm kind of fond of it. And as you can see, because just I haven't had any ideas for facial hair, I've just gone back to your standard sideburns, which it's kind of a throwback for me. This is a real throwback for me. I mean, I used to grow slightly longer ones to where they stopped about right here, so I looked like Hyde from that '70s show back when I was in high school. So there's a little bit of, less is kind of a throwback to me. It's been a minute since I've had some long sideburns, and I'm not talking about the pork chops like I had previously, just actual sideburns. And I'll tell you, now I keep remembering why I grow beards, because I do not like the razor burn that happens down here. And it doesn't matter what I do. Before a shower, after a shower, I use, that aftershave stuff. That stuff doesn't work. I've got bitch skin. I hate it. uh, But yeah, so that was pretty much my, win fail days. Something bad would happen, but then something cool would happen. Like I go into Hot Topic and I'm, looking around, trying to see if I can find something that piques my interest. And I saw this really awesome pair of plugs, and I'm like, ooh, can I see those? Can I see those? I look at them, and unfortunately, they didn't have any in my size. I kind of really wanted these little Batman ones, but again, for some reason, they just didn't have 5/8 available. But what I did get is a BOGO set, buy one, get one free. Number one, these plugs, which are green, and you can barely tell on this recording apparently. The other cool feature about them is they glow in the dark. The thing I don't like about them is it takes that stupid rubber captive thing to keep it into place. I've never been a big fan of those. They always fall out for me. But these seem to be long enough to where it doesn't really affect that much. But meh, I kind of like them. they're green. I'm a green freak, as you can tell from my tiny green snap-on toolbox that I got for buying, I think, screwdrivers or something like that. It's awesome. A little homage to the big green box that I have at my shop. So that's awesome. And, whoa, that went crazy and red. See if I can't equalize the color out better. There we go. See? I told you that's why I'm going to keep this next to my laptop. Just so I can readjust the color when I put a piece of green in front of there. But the other set of plugs that I got were these awesome little black gunmetal ones, like the ones that I've been wearing before, which is the chrome, just giant gaping holes, except they're black gunmetal. It's pretty cool. Well, a little lighter by comparison to the last ones, which isn't that big of a deal because, I mean, one time when I was younger in high school, I actually wore a set of padlocks to prove a point to some of those changa girls that were going, oh my goodness, the big earrings that had their names in them, saying that, oh my goodness, they're so heavy. Yeah, try walking around 24 hours with padlocks in your ears. That was awesome. And you know what? I actually had one applaud me for it. So, who's the badass now? Another thing I want to talk about is the fact that I've been put into this situation to move back in with my parents. Um, Throughout my history, the longest time that I had actually been moved out of my parents' house had been exactly 1 year. And that's not something that I can safely say that I'm proud of. I mean, most people, hell, 75% of the people that I know have been moved out from their parents' house for years and have only had to move back in due to dire straits or something to that effect, if not move into something that's ridiculously economical but kind of bad situation kind of thing. But it I feel defeated in a sense with this whole situation because the last place I was at, I was only in there for X amount of months, and then I moved into my grandmother's house, where again, I was only in there for about two, maybe three ish, and then again, I have to move. And if for those of you that have been in a military family where you all move a lot, I can safely say I feel ya. Hey, moving sucks. It's not a fun thing to do at all, but I mean, within the course of 3 months, it's not fun. It's actually kind of put me in this rut where I've been thinking, do I want to unpack? Do I even want to take everything out of the boxes that I had taken the time to put them in, just because I might end up moving again? It's kind of a daunting situation, and it's not fun. It definitely puts a level of unneeded stress on me that again is, well, unneeded. But I guess when it comes down to it, I just need to unpack my shit, and if I have to move again, then I have to move again. And if that is the case, I will be laying the hammer down. By the hammer, I mean this hammer. For those that actually watch the news and get it in some type of strange media format, we all know that two really important people have died within this past week or two. We've got Neil Armstrong, so, you know, one small step for mankind. That guy, or one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Um, which actually he messed up that quote. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I'm sure you guys can find out. Google that shit, yo. And the other person, which is I'm a very big fan of, Mr. Michael Clark Duncan. For those who know his work, he was the big brooding black dude in The Green Mile. He was in a number of random Will Ferrell movies, and for the real nerds like me, he was Kilowog in the Green Lantern series. Now, I need to get the actual aspects of what caused him to pass away, but if it does come down to what I think it came down to, it's a mixture of the fact that he was just a giant beastly man mixed with the fact that he was also a black guy. Now, that's not a race thing at all. The giant thing, just they've been known to have very short lifespans, and the fact that he was African American, that just kind of worked against him. History of, or I mean, there have been studies, cholesterol, stuff like that. It kind of runs in African Americans. probably diets, although he looked like he was a pretty fit dude. But, that kind of stuff happens. And what I'm trying to get at is you guys might know about that stuff, but something hit kind of close to home to me within this past week. My friend Susan, who kind of in a similar situation had to move back in with her parents with her baby daddy and her daughter Aislinn, who is freaking adorable. She had her father pass away not too terribly long ago. I don't want to say exactly a week ago, but it was roughly a week ago, and it was happened after the vlog. That's why I didn't talk about it last time. But um, Susan, if you're watching this, I know I said it a bunch at the memorial, but I'm really sorry. I know that you're gonna get through this, and again, if you need anything, just let me know. If anyone out there who happens to know who Susan Applegate is, or is in any way related to her or her family, not actually related, but at least knowledgeable of the family, and they want to help out in some manner, you can contact me via the comments or give me a personal message on YouTube, and I can get in contact with them. And if you guys want to send over like some type of casserole, something with an enclosed dish, because believe me, when someone passes away, you don't want to cook anything. It just kind of comes down to that. But again, Susan, I love you. You're a really good friend of mine. Um, your family is in my prayers, and I know that you're going to get through this, but just stay strong. Aislinn needs you. Cody needs you. Go Gingers. I know that I said this a couple of vlogs ago, but it's just recently come into fruition because I finally found something that I want to start this whole extra project series out with. And this is not in relation to the random zombie project or another project that I may or may not have mentioned, but this one, it's pretty simple. It just involves a script. So I'm just going to leave it at that. That's all that you're going to get. Again, I finally came up with something that I'm really excited about and really want to do. So that's going to be showing up sometime within the near future, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. It's going to obviously take a lot of practicing, again, script, and they're just trying to figure out all the different things to do this, but it's actually pretty simple. It's just like this, the script. Anyhow, but yeah, just keep your eyes open for that within the next week. For those of my 10 subscribers, you're instantly going to know. I might blow up Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, and I'm not going to throw up my Twitter because I'm not funny on Twitter. The last time I actually updated my Twitter was to say, hey, new vlog. So I'm not even going to throw that crap out there. Anyhow, that's going to be it for me this week. I know, I just kind of blah, 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 blah all throughout this, but sometimes you just have to blah, 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 blah throughout all this. Again, to the subscribers, thank you very much. Your support's awesome. I'm not, getting anything like financially or anything, but just knowing that you guys are out there and watching my stupidness is awesome enough for me. Ow, I just hit my elbow on my closet door. My closet's right here. It mirrors. It's the weirdest thing. I don't like waking up in the middle or in the morning, flipping on the light, and then seeing me getting out of bed. It's a weird concept. Mom, if you're watching this, I kind of want to take these off just because of that. And, say I'm in my room treating myself to a fantastic evening. It's really weird to look over and see me doing exactly what I'm doing. If you catch my drift, masturbation reference. But yes, I hope that you guys have a really good week. I know that I'm going to try to have myself a really good week, even though I work for a company that wants me to fall apart. Like fall apart from bonkers. Old school reference. But again, hope you all have a good week. I'm going to get going because I have some stuff to do. But until next time, take it easy. I love you all. Bye.